authority should work in tandem. This is not happening because this is not happening because there is never administrator is never there. They are always part time. He is having either a deputy collector somewhere, and he only comes when he is free to the administration office. As a result, attorneys and president go to the Comunidade, stand in line, only to be told that administrator will not be coming. So they go back and forth, and the problems never get solved. Checks are not signed, minutes are not approved. When we function once a week, that also for 3 hours, how can we Comunidade function if we don't have administrator in place? So we need a full-time administrator. If you don't have, before this, we elect anybody during Congress time, I remember. Even other non-IAS officers were elected. So why don't we have somebody else, even choose from the convention and appoint one administrator? Secondly, the skill comes once a week. Here even as somebody mentioned earlier, 9 Comunidades. Even God works for 6 days. How will the skill work for 9 days? So as a result, we open the Comunidade, checks the mail, closes another Comunidade. And what happens to our work? We have minutes to be written, managing company minutes to meet. Just suggestion. What is my suggestion? Is we should have a full-time skill full-time administrator. Otherwise, it is not possible. Yes.
My name is Goan Reporter-News and I am a component of Comunidade. Our Escrivão was transferred 4 months back, and Escrivão who has been transferred to our Comunidade has not taken charge, nor he has shown his face for the past 4
kind request. Each Comunidade has its own.
So the administrator, we have been talking to the administrator's office. They have not been able to take any action. So this is to be noted.
Should be from the components only. Administrator.
Sandesh Prabhu Sahib, Shurada Comunidade's president. Problem is that आमगे इस्क्राव जे दिले आसा एक्चुअली आमी सेंट्रल सुद्दां पडटा. माय रिक्वेस्ट इज आमगे सगळे एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन जर पूर्ण हे आसा ते एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सगळे सावथाक करता. पण आमकां कितें हें आसा जाल्यार आमकां सेंट्रलाक येवचें पडटा. आमचे फर्स्ट हें कितें आसा की आमी सेंट्रला जे आसा ते आमच्या सावथाची आमची एक रिक्वेस्ट. सेकंड थिंग आमकां इस्क्राव जे आसा एक्चुअली सेंट्रल झोनाक 22 कितें इस्क्राव आशिल्ले पयलीं. पण आतां आमकां जस्ट 4च इस्क्राव आसा आणि तेय बी फुल टाइम ना. म्हयन्या एकदा जेन्ना येता आणि एक ते इस्क्राव 4-5 कमुनदारी दिल्ली आसा. सो ते कामाक ते हे करूं शकना आनी आमकां कितें हे करपा मिटींग ते घेतल्यार ते येवपाचें ते येना. सो माय रिक्वेस्ट इज की आमचो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह स्टाफ जो आसा म्हणजे इस्क्राव आसा तो वाडोवचो एक रिक्वेस्ट.
First
point आमी सेंट्रल आमी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सपोर्ट जे आसा गव्हर्नमेंट
there is a problem of jurisdiction. You come under South Goa collector, but
no, actually South Goa. पण आमचे जे आसा कमुनदारी जे आसा ते सेंट्रल झोन आसा. So my request is
your collector is actually South Goa collector.
South.
Reporting to the North Goa.
No.
Point is that.
Yes, thank you. Even the इस्क्राव जे आसा ते आमचे इस्क्राव फुल टाइम दिवचे असेल.
The problem of the issue was also keep in mind that they have to be paid a salary. So our Comunidades are in such a bad shape. So even though we may want a full-time issue with us 6 days a week, I am speaking from my own experience. If we offer the salary, that is a call that we have to take. We may want a full-time administrator. We have to pay him his salary.
No, still 22 असले just 4 आसा.
That is the point. Yes.
Just 4. And एक कमुनदारी 8-7 दिल्ली असतात.
Depending on the financial condition of each Comunidade, you can appoint. We should propose that on contract basis. We can take it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good morning. I'm Narayana Ferram, Sadistiva Comunidade Treasurer. Okay, my point is that Iskira बोलते एका इस्किरा 7 Comunidade दिल्या आणि त्याका एडॉप्ट बेसिस पेमेंट सायकल ना त्याची कंप्लेन आहे ट्रान्सपोर्टेशन ना दिला सॅलरीज मेळना एक आता स्वतः 24 इयर्स झाली याचेर हा म्हणते कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट बेसिस सो ह्या Comunidade आम्ही इतले गांवकार आहा और Comunidade आहा तेका एक स्किरा आमकां लोचो फुडली कामां जावपाक मेळटा आनी ह्यो परमनंट बेसिसाचेर गव्हर्मेंट इतलो आमकां गव्हर्मेंटा कडेन इतले फंड्स आहा कम्युनिटी जितले लँड घेता वाय नॉट ह्यो इस्टेट आमकां ह्यो मेळपाक ताका पेमेंट करता instead of getting them temporary आहा पळय ते हेचेर कोता परमनंट करून आमकां एका कम्युनिटीचे इस्टेट आहा नाल्यार फुडें आमची कामां जायना हेच्या रेजोल्युशनाचेर घेवचें थँक्यू
I'm Shirish Kamat, attorney of Madre Comunidade. In respect of this resolution, this point, I would like to bring forth one certain list. We have got a lot of cooperative societies in Goa, which are owned by the respective institutions. All those cooperative societies building this. We have got an office of Registrar of Cooperative Societies. Now, this is all this is managed by the government, paid by the government. In our code of Comunidade, I don't recollect the exact this, but we have got the power of the government to appoint the staff. You see, and the staff, what I got, and when we go, though there is not this point, but when this staff's salaries are to be drawn, they are shown in the claims from the deramas.
Your point is each doctor should be given the option to appoint.
No, my point is just like Registrar of Cooperative Societies, the government should consider appointing means managing all those staffs under a particular this, because the staffs are appointed by the government and the salary for the staff is claimed from us. One more thing which all should resolve is I don't know, Mr. Norana brought up a point regarding South Zone illegal appointment or legal. I'm not going into that. But I think that there should be parity in appointment of all the staffs, and they should all be taken under the government. And I have been told that some 3 crores have already been sanctioned, and I don't understand why. See, I am from Madhya Comunidade. I remember going through some these calculations wherein they are showing the staff salaries from our list.
No, there is the issue of the preparation of budgets also by administrators.
Absolutely.
We face in South.
That also even the Derama issue. Because the Derama also is another issue.
Yes.
But this, I propose that government should consider our days. We should do some sort of resolution to the government. Wherein just like administrators are all functioning like deputy registrar of a property housing society. If we just consider it for the sake of
So you need to say the financial burden of the salaries of the administration office should be borne exclusively by the government. As is done in the case of
and if you see,
point taken.
If you see, out of all the acquisitions done by the government, I am sure all will agree, 90% of the land has been acquired from the Comunidade.
Correct.
So they should bear the gift of this, no?
Correct. Thank you.
At peanuts price.
Thank you. Mr. President, please.
I have to tell my university, my name is Goan Reporter-News. There was a decision taken last time when we had deliberated about zonal committees.
That is the next point, sir. That you will have to wait for the next point. That is item number 3. That is the next one.
My name is Romano Gonsalves. I am the special attorney of Comunidade of Tamadu. My point is regarding the donor administration. Now the problem is we are facing today when we pass the regulation to the administrator saying that we come to the settlement of the dispute. Then the administrator is sending that letter to the administrative tribunal for the approval. When it goes to the administrative tribunal, the administrative tribunal is pointing out that you should take the approval of the government. Then it goes the file to the approval of government. Government is reached further and is sending the file back to the administrator saying that we are not approving the right, it is not within our jurisdiction. Now where we have to do? And here, if that file is not been approved, then the Comunidade is losing the revenue, lakhs of rupees. Here now what happened? Administration of tribunal is not losing the revenue, government is not losing, the Comunidade is suffering. So we want a decision, any one of them should finalize. Otherwise, as per the rule, administration tribunal is the final. Why we have to send the file to the government in the revenue department for the approval? That is not required. Then why the administrative tribunal is there? So I want to say that this file should go any one of the department, and that should be the final. We cannot make the dance both the sides. Because here the loser is the Comunidade, and Comunidade will lose the revenue. Both the government as well as the legislature are not losing anything.
To penetrate the point, are you saying that power which is now vested in the administrative tribunal to grant sanction should be taken away from the administrative tribunal and given to the government?
Saying that you get approval from the government. That is what I'm saying. Why should the administrative tribunal should be finalized? One final authority. You should not send to the regular department. Final authority. Only one. You cannot make that both the sides. So I want to say should get the decision, it should be given only one department, not both the sides, because they are making you dance, and the file is pending for years and years.
No, here there is a problem. It's
Yeah,
not the
it's
not the administrative tribunal. The fellow who is sitting in the administrative tribunal should be suspended because he doesn't know how to talk about it. Here there is a representation come and he just transfers the file. Is he competent?
Please.
This is not the issue.
Mr. Loyal, let us we do not know remember one thing, the president of the administrative tribunal is a judicial officer. That judicial officer must be having his or her reasons why some decision is taken. Let us not why he or she has transferred. We do not know. Do you know the facts of the case? Do you know this? Do you know which case is talking about? No. Do you know which case is talking about? And how can you just make this submission that somebody should be suspended? Please don't. Yes, sir. Please.
Say alternative cases are secretary of He has raised a very valid point. See, whenever many times government says this Comunidade are not a company. So whenever we want to do something, the administrators are not cooperative. When we want to file cases, they say the file is referred to the government. I can understand what is happening. Earlier, when one of the components was nominated as administrators, he should give direct permissions. I know why now those things are not. There is a lot of delay tactics to avoid this filing of cases by the Comunidade.
Under Article 9, the administrator has got powers.
But he doesn't. Our cases report to the government for. I want to file two negative declarations. It's not been done.
So just may I clarify, sir, under Article 9, in urgent cases, the administrator is vested in you have to put up the cases in a nice way.
It is not.
We can be convinced with the urgent.
Two cases for negative declaration filed for this.
Your point is your point is
Why has Comunidade has power?
I think so. The
Please, let us not take too much of time on this. Because these are individual cases that we are discussing.
My case is referred to the government by the administrator.
There is no question of the administrator referring to the government.
If the managing committee takes a decision that some tenant,
Please.
if the managing committee, you see there are, although we say that as per the Comunidade code, that we do not recognize the 114 form because that's a revenue department document, but ultimately in reality, it's the records of the current recording of the land under the form 114 that helps us to carry on with our day-to-day administration. Now, if the managing committee has checked that some particular tenant recorded in the 114 is not proper, the current revenue laws say that you have to file for a negative declaration and that you say that I have been falsely, wrongly, whatever entered into that. Now, to get Comunidade's land back to the Comunidade itself, why we have to require government? You are not selling land, you are on the contrary getting it.
No, I think it's individual cases we can discuss.
We have filed for negative declarations.
Mr. Sola, please complete. Since you are on the podium,
Moderator, Mr. Gurre, see what happens. I understand the problem of my friend Benedict or before that Romano. See what happens. Although all those big resolutions sound very good and we all celebrated, but these are routine issues where our managing committees are running from pillar to post to sometimes resolve small issues. So I think some message, I don't say a resolution, some message should go to the government that this type of situations which don't require amendment in the law. It just requires an administrative executive order or a circular or some decision of the revenue department to clarify this.
Yes.
And that is the reason why I have supported what our moderator had suggested, to have some committee that carries on between one convention to another, where our members can go and put to them, Baba, resolve this issue with the government. Today what happens? We did it today.
Yes.
You have to understand that ultimately we have to talk to the government to resolve our issues. And today,
No, since you are there, you have
This is a basic point in IPA.
Would you like to
Comunidade is basic.
Yeah.
Whenever we want to do something, we don't get cooperation. They say financial implications that this is involved, that is involved,
Yes.
and it is
Your
involved.
point is taken. Your point is taken, sir. Your point is taken.
Secondly, the first point which was raised one of the speakers, the administrative affairs should be appointed by the general body of the convention. Now, it was done earlier. The administrative nominated by the government
We will note that. We will
from
note that.
opponents or whatever.
We will note
Nitin
that.
Praganza was also there earlier, nominated by the government. He was one of the components. He knew something about the, and he was a lawyer also. He should be immediate permissions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
My small point clarification. Now you said as a moderator, you know the case regarding that. Now this case whom to give? You
So,
just giving the
my point is we do not know the facts of
you
individual
know the case
case.
regarding the case, what is the status of the case.
Yes.
Now I want to put up the case to you. With whom I have to give my file now?
that is right.
I am giving the file right now.
Yes.
To whom I have to give? You give me the answer for that.
Sir, after sir, this is not time for some.
No, you have
After
to
the
point out.
convention,
You have pointed out to me.
I will
point out to candidate saying that you know the case regarding the status of the case. Now I want to put the case to you as a moderator. So when I should come and put it?
Please, let me first get to know the facts of your case, sir, then I will be able to return.
See, moderator, we are on the issue of the staff and other things as far as this item in the agenda is concerned. So the issue is there are some comunidades which are financially sound and there are others which literally have no revenue, and that is why the stream of probably are given 7-8 comunidades. Now if the managing committees or the general body decide to have their own staff, okay, for assisting them, because today what has happened is managing committee and basically primarily the attorney has to run helter-skelter with all the problems, encroachments, court cases and everything, and is not even given any assistance for his attendance. So basically I would also like to want that the Comunidade general bodies be allowed to have staff for themselves, because we had taken such a decision which is still pending. Similarly,
So we will ask that all the decisions and the resolutions taken by managing committee should be disposed of by the administration.
and also
I think that is
setting allowance for a lot of comunidades, because those comunidades which are financially sound, they need to, because you can't expect them to do charity
So
service.
even I am a member of, I am also facing the same problem. So I can sympathize.
No,
Yes.
this is basically of this item, the agenda is regards to staff.
So good that the case, that the matter should be disposed in a time or manner.
Yeah,
Can be resolved.
with regards to even the appointment of, if the Comunidade feels that they need to appoint somebody to assist them, because sometimes you have to run to the Mamladar, run to the deputy collector, run to the administrator office, because people are doing honorary work here.
Yes.
So if they have to be compensated, they have to be compensated, and if they have need the assistance of a staff, temporarily they have to be compensated
Yes,
for this.
yes, thank you. Thank you. So just one request, I'm finding that the same people are coming. I would request a larger, due respect. If some more people also can come.
This solution, whatever pending things are with the government, the other activities already there, the provisions are there. Because whenever any permission is sought from the administration, it is not coming, then there should be a deemed provision that within 30 days, that permission should be given. If it is not given, then that should be a deemed provision,
Yes.
that approval is given.
Okay, yeah.
That should be there.
Mr. Montero,
My short points, proposals on the item number 2 only.
One is regarding the appointment of staff and employees, like Raju has said. It should not be on the government to employ staff for us, because we have seen, especially in South Zone, I don't know about others, but in South Zone, about 90% of the staff that is appointed by the government is incompetent, not even properly educated for that post, and they are drawing government salaries, and our work is not happening.
Yes.
So, what the appointment of staff should not be on the left up to the government.
Yes. Point.
One point. Second point is regarding the functioning of the zonal administration. Now, when a managing committee takes a resolution, it is supposed to be sent to the administrator for approval or for whatever. They never come back with the approval. The resolutions are sent, but nothing comes back. They are held that, so we don't know whether
It should be in a time bound manner. That's what it is.
it should come back in a time bound, whether approved or disapproved.
Yes.
Secondly, the administrator should have no powers to interfere with the budget prepared by the Comunidade. Because when the managing committee prepares the budget and sends it there, they interfere with the budget, saying that item number 2, this much should be deducted, item number 4.
So there is a judgment of the administrative tribunal where they have said that such changes cannot be done by the administrator.
Yeah, but the administrators keep on doing it. So they should be told not to interfere it, and that happens mostly where we keep the quotient amount for the Dharma. If an amount of say 1 lakh is kept, they will say add to that item 6 lakhs.
Then we can speak at a time of the
No, what I'm trying to say is, okay, if you are interfering in the budget,
send it back to the Comunidade.
no, I'm justifying as a
Yes,
committee.
yes.
Justify the changes. When you make some changes, it has to be justified. You cannot
So then
just
we can speak on maybe the
no, this is regarding the functioning I'm talking about. And we make correspondence. The president or the attorney makes correspondence to the Comunidade. That correspondence has to return with a reply.
Yes.
It never returns. So these things have to be made mandatory that they reply. Otherwise, it is as if we are just making complaints, nothing is coming back.
Yes, yes. Mr. Souza, you want to say something on RTI?
Yeah, no, I just.
Be brief.
I think all of us are in agreement that the zonal administration officers appointment of staff, but here I think you have the zonal advisory councils.
That is the next step.
Yeah. So you should plug it together, because otherwise, this is absolutely related to that.
Okay, do you want to open up with the
And I say,
you can do that.
1 minute. You can come and speak. See what I'm saying? There are 2 issues. One is the zonal administration offices, zonal councils that we had proposed in the Comunidade Commission. These will help sort out what Mr. Montiero has just spoken now, and many others, and my friend Benedict. If this zonal advisory council is there, it will help the administrator in discharging his duties in a much better way. Moreover, we know the administrators are being transferred frequently, which is not a good thing. Administrator once appointed should be there at least for 3 years, I feel. This should be one of our recommendations.
Yes.
That let the system continue, that a government official is discharging their duties. But I think the charge should be for a minimum of 3 years, so that there's some continuity in the process. Here I know what is happening in our own Comunidade. The administrator countersigns our checks, which we have adopted, is not part of the law, but we have accepted that fact. But if the bank, we have to go to and fro and get those signatures.
That 3 years has got its dangers, because if we are saddled with the incompetent person, we have to bear it for 3 years.
Yeah, but then somewhere we have to
balance.
Yeah, balance both.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, no, and I'll come to that RTI which you were talking about. Now see, every Comunidade is responsible to its components, its gauntars or its shareholders. And I am saying, I repeat, that all the shareholders and gauntars should get all the information they want pertaining to every decision their managing committee has taken.
Article 88. Article 88. Yes.
88T. Now what I am saying, of late, there have been some sweeping RTIs made to the administrator's office or to the revenue department. by some non-stakeholder of the Comunidade wanting to know all the Comunidade lands that are available in Goa. Now, are these questions to be entertained? No, just because we come under RTI, I appreciate RTI is a very important and potent tool in the hands of the ordinary citizen. But when Comunidades are concerned, while we want to be as transparent as possible to our Gaukas, members, shareholders, or whoever has got any stake in that particular administration, such sweeping RTIs need to be looked at carefully, and I know that this decision is still pending judicial scrutiny. But we need to understand whether this issue needs to be deliberated more in this August Assembly.
Thank you. The office of the administrator concerned RTI, not the private body. In that the private body, can you go to Sandokar's office and ask him under RTI, give me information? You cannot do that. They are private bodies. Now the point comes about this article about this thing, functioning of the administrator's office. They give demolition notices, but don't act for months together. This was
that we will bring under the last, when we discuss the last one. Please.
And secondly, I'm finding
regarding the advisory councils, again, I think this was mentioned about the Comunidade Commission report. Prior to that, in a writ petition 406 of 2009 filed by Celestine Orana, that was one of the points in the petition. Thereafter, I don't know if Mr. Sosa remembers, you had moderated the 2009 convention. There also the resolution had been taken by the convention to establish this zonal council. So I think this is we have received a request.
The main point comes, that the revenue is not coming. You are not healthy. What happens to our land revenue?
So that we will discuss in the next one.
Actually, please put up the resolution.
I just put up the draft resolution, please. The land status. This is just a draft. I am requesting.
Moderator, I think also in continuation of that, what is also important is the records with regards to staff and other things. Because if you look at records of the Comunidade and the administration.
No, that we will take under item number 7, reservation of those records. And just the meeting took note of the grievances and submissions made by the delegates with respect to their administration offices and unanimously resolved to call upon the government to revamp and tone up the working of the 3 zonal offices and to ensure that matters such as resolutions and decisions are disposed in a time-bound and transparent manner. Secondly, the meeting resolved to urge the government to appoint full-time administrators as well as its distribution Comunidades, keeping in mind the financial situation of individual Comunidades. Additional distributors must be appointed at the earliest in consultation with the Comunidade. The financial burden of the administration of Comunidade should be borne by the government. Strict action should be taken against distributors who do not attend their duties in their respective Comunidades. The meeting also called upon the government to look into and take immediate action on the issue of illegally appointed employees in the administration of the Comunidade South Zone, an issue that has been dealt with in detail in the Comunidade Commission report. The meeting further, I will not say further, the meeting called upon the government to look into the jurisdictional issue of Porta Comunidades raised by who had raised that point? Raised by the delegate of Shiroda Comunidade. You say to examine the meeting further resolved to request the government to examine the jurisdictional issue of Porta Comunidades raised by the delegate representing Shiroda. Is that okay? Yeah. Request. The meeting also considered the submissions made with respect to applicability of RTI Act to Comunidades and expressed opinion that it is debatable since the Comunidade enjoy a fair amount of autonomy under the Code of Comunidade and do not receive government grants and are private bodies liable to pay income tax and hence not public authorities. The code has sufficient inherent provisions to enable components/locals to access any information of their respective Comunidades in a transparent manner.
Yeah. Yes.
But
Madam, you want to say?
no. My suggestion is that
Administrator should be appointed from the components.
Okay.
Because these government employees, they are influenced by political affiliation.
Yes, yes, sir.
Iskira
You will have to come here.
I'm lecturing on service on payroll Comunidade. So they have put in the resolution that there is illegal staff appointed in South Zone. Let's make it common, say all three zones. Because in North also we have the same problem. We don't know whom to deal with. Suddenly there's a new staff not appointed by the government and we don't know whom to deal with. And then we are asked to pay the salaries also. So make it all three zones.
Thank you.
So my suggestion was there for amendment, that if the approval is not issued within 30 days by the managing committee, then it should be, there should be a bill provision that it should be treated as approved. It should be there.
What about regarding the file approval of the administrator and the government? We have not brought up the report.
So just to clarify, we are updating the resolution as you put it. The actual minutes are recorded by them. Since we want the resolution to be drafted on the spot, in case, yes.
It takes a little bit of time for us to. The meeting further resolved that powers to grant sanction for compromise of suits should be retained by the administrative tribunal and not referred to the government. Is it okay with you? Yes, thank you.
Moderator, you said that once the file, should be retained by the administrative tribunal.
Yes.
Fair enough.
And not referred to the government.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But what I say is, if the here the point, Romano, that if it is referred by the administrative tribunal to the government, then that should be the final. Otherwise, it will keep on. That was, I think, his problem. You have not come with clarity on that issue.
That he's okay with this
That's what I said. In case the administrative tribunal refers it to the government, that means he has surrendered his powers to the government in that particular matter.
No, the administrative tribunal cannot refer it to the government.
Yes.
It has to be sent
Sir.
back to the saying
No, sir, this is exactly what he...
Goan may not be telling us in a proper manner.
I don't. Because this is what I...
No, let us not discuss individual cases because we don't know the facts of this case and the time is too short to
So you have-
but
so you
I
have
think
to
one
make-
point he was making is that if it is let the tribunal powers be retained, not the government. That's what he said.
Finalized by that tribunal.
Finally, the tribunal, that is what he said.
The government.
That is what he said.
Exactly. That's what I meant.
We want the resolutions to be displayed and approved here so that there is transparency in what we are doing. That's why you have to bear with us this time. Meanwhile, the speakers who would like to speak on the next point the issue of data, if anybody wants to can be prepared. Can prepare. You want to say something? It's already said that we reiterate our demand for the advisory council. That it is we are requesting the government to constitute this. Yes.
Does it require an amendment or an administrative order? Is
Amendment would be because it requires some statutory backing. There needs to be some
So then you have to propose an amendment. So let us propose an amendment, not a resolution, Savio.
Item number 3, I'll just start meanwhile. The meeting recalls the recommendation to establish advisory council and all zonal administration offices made by the 2009 convention, as well as in the Comunidade Commission report thereafter. The delegates unanimously reiterated the demand for establishment of such advisory councils that it was allowed to give Comunidade a greater say in the functioning of their administration offices and called for appropriate amendments to the code of Comunidade's full view. Mr. Sola, is it okay? You are listening? Sorry. Okay. I'll just repeat for you. No, I am reading item number 3 The meeting recalled the recommendation to establish advisory councils at all zonal administration offices made by the 2009 convention as well as in the Comunidade Commission report thereafter. The delegates unanimously reiterated the demand for establishment of such advisory councils that Mr. Raja would give Comunidade a greater say in the functioning of their administration offices and call for appropriate amendments to the code of Comunidade's movement.
No. You have to add that. Just read that last part. Otherwise, put it on the screen, Sabir.
Okay. The second one, the previous item can be held in the meeting took note of the grievances and submissions made by delegates with respect to the administration offices and unanimously resolved to call upon the government to revamp and tone up the working of the 3 zonal offices and to ensure that matters such as resolutions and decisions are disposed in a time-bound and transparent manner. I think here the
No. Time-bound manner is enough. Don't put every gimmick thing.
In a time-bound and transparent manner. The meeting further resolved that the powers to grant sanction for compromise of suits, 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 should be retained by the administrative tribunal and not referred to the government.
No, I would say should be retained by the respective because 34A to J, some things are given to the government and some things are given to the administrative tribunal.
Power to compromise suits is not given to the government.
Not given. So should be retained by the respective agencies. No? But why are
No, is there a proposal to amend it because we are not
I don't know. This is in respect to what Romano has raised.
The main power is given to the administrative tribunal.
So you want it to be retained with the administrative. Article 349 and 350. Yeah. Is this the next one? Secondly, the meeting resolved to urge the government to appoint full-time administrators as the spelling of Istimon in Comunidade, keeping in mind the financial situation of individual Comunidades. Additionally, Istimon must be appointed at the earliest in consultation with the Comunidades. The financial burden of the administration of Comunidade should be borne by the government. strict action should be taken against Istimam who do not attend to their duties in their respective comunidades. The meeting also called upon the government to look into and take immediate action on the issue of illegally appointed employees in the administration of comunidades South Zone. I think this South Zone should come. Administration of comunidades. And issue that has been dealt with in detail in the
full-time administrative reaction should be appointed from the component.
no, that is coming. Just one word is coming. That has been dealt with in detail in the Comunidade's commission report. I think that line is getting into the size of our thing. The meeting also requested that administrators may be appointed from amongst components having knowledge of code of Comunidade. Mr. Derek, just the code of Comunidade. The meeting resolved to request the government to look into the jurisdiction issue of conduct Comunidades raised by the delegate representing Comunidade body. The meeting also considered the submission. Shiroda, I'm sorry. Comunidade of Shiroda. Please correct that Comunidade of Shiroda. Comunidade of Shiroda. There will be a full stop after that. The meeting also considered the submissions made with respect to applicability of the RTI Act to Comunidades and expressed opinion that it is debatable since the Comunidades enjoy a fair amount of autonomy under the code of Comunidades and do not receive government grants and are private bodies liable to pay income tax and hence are not public authorities. That word are should come. The Comunidade has sufficient inherent provisions to enable component governments to access any information of their respective Comunidades in a transparent manner. Is this okay? Can we adopt this resolution? Is this we have said? Own staff. Can we see that? No, the previous. No, I think that. Okay, keeping in mind the financial situation of individual Comunidades and in consultation with the Comunidade. Okay, it's then the next slide. Additional Istimam must be appointed at the earliest in consultation with the Comunidade. So I think that covers that. Mr. Comment, I think it covers. Yeah. Okay. We move to the next point.
No, what about the zonal council?
Because that can, from our experience, that can create issues also. The deep approval.
But that will give the administrator
Time bound level is.
and the time bound manual is there, and if they don't, then what happens? What if they don't in that timeline?
Okay, we mentioned about deep approval. And the proposals will be deemed to be approved if the timeline is not followed. Yeah, is it okay? Next point is delivery of issues of there were some people.
No, advisory council. Where is the resolution?
Send you the next one.
That is very important because that resolution should almost be like a proposed amendment to the Comunidade.
Yes. And that we have been pursuing since 2009 after the investigation of convention. The meeting recalled the recommendation to establish an advisory council and all zonalization offices made by the 2009 convention as well as in the Comunidade Commission report thereafter. The delegates with unanimously reiterated the demand for establishment of such advisory council that inter alia would give Comunidades a greater say in the functioning of the administration offices and called for appropriate amendments to the code of Comunidades for you. Yeah, we adopt this. Next one, we come to Devano.
No, you
point number 4. Sorry, point number 4. This input for this came from one chartered accountant, Mr. Elson Sibera. Is he here with us? Okay. Mr. Sikera is a chartered accountant and he is also a component of Comunidade. He has made some suggestions that we will hear. So please. Good afternoon, friends. I am Goan Reporter-News, chartered accountant practicing in Moscow for the last almost 30 years. I have been handling some of the conducts for the last almost 25 years. And I have given some suggestions regarding the amendments we could propose to the government. It's just to streamline the accounting system, the accounting procedure of the conduct. My first suggestion is that today we are having a sort of a single entry accounting system where we write the cash book, the bank book. At the end of the day or at the end of the year, I think we cannot really draw the correct accounting financial statements like the trial balance, the receipts and payment account, the balance sheets. Just we cannot really draw from the present accounting system what we have. So I suggest that we could go for a double entry accounting system, which even I think the government is pursuing, even for municipalities, they have suggested that we should go for a double accounting system, where you have income, expenditure, assets, liabilities. All the things will give you a fair picture of the Comunidade assets, the liabilities, what Comunidade has, what Comunidade has to pay, what is the earning during the year, what is the expenditure during the year. This will give us a fair idea of where each Comunidade stands at the end of the year. Now again, these are the statements which we require to file also with the income tax department. Because everybody know the Comunidade, the High Court, I think the Honorable High Court of Mumbai, of Goa, the Mumbai High Court, has had in the case of Comunidade of Maharashtra, if I am not mistaken, that you are all liable for income tax. That's what. And now after the last, I think for more than 20 years, I think all of us are paying the income tax to the government. And this is what the statement is also required. You know, this is a part of the income tax returns what we are filing. So that you have an eye to show that the correct taxes are paid to the government. And the Comunidade did not come into some sort of problems because of this. So that is my first suggestion, which we should have. Now that will also help us today. It's not necessary that we should go only on the manual. Today you can go on, you have software packages. Forget packages, some people the computer, everything was on the computer today. Even if you don't have a software package, you should even Excel. This simple tool. You can all draw up your account very nicely. Not necessarily that you have to spend money on a big accounting packages. The second point of suggestion is that our Comunidade accounting year comes in February. We follow that procedure of March to Feb. But as per Indian accounting system, all companies act, income tax, partnership act, every act, our year is from April to March. And whenever we are filing, the companies are filing the income tax return, again we rework the whole thing to come in line with the income tax act. So it is a suggestion that our financial year will also be from April to March. My third suggestion is that, the way I said, accrual system of accounting. Now when I say accrual system of accounting, today what we are going to be following is the cash system of accounting. Money comes, the account. Somebody has to pay out, don't account. Money paid, accounted. But to get the correct, true and fair picture, which even the income tax department wants from us. You may be observing GST issue later on the Comunidade, but anyway I will not touch upon that. But the income tax issue is what we are having most of the time now. Is that it does not give us a proper picture as when you are honest on a receipt basis. The accrual system of accounting, what happens is that you account what you have received the money. You also account what you have receivable during the year, during each year. So it gives us the correct position of the performance of the managing committee performance of the conduct to say, okay, this is what it is. So it is again expenditure. We account the expenditure which has been incurred, and we also have to account the expenditure which is liable to be paid. Now when we account the expenditure liable to be paid, that also helps you to reduce the income tax, because you are paying your tax on the net of the expenditure and the income. That is what I would suggest to have an equal system of accounting. And basically we are having most of the time, we are having issues now, friends. Basically because most of the commoners have got income from interest on fixed deposits. Is what is the major source of funds. And today the banks are adapting the TDS, the tax deductor at source. The banks are adapting on their own. Now what happens is, you have an FD for 3 years. The bank is deducting the interest each year. For each year they deduct the interest on the, what is interest accrued to you, that is what you are entitled to receive. Now you may say, I am receiving my 50% after 3 years. Why should I pay tax now? This would be on the interest. Why should I pay tax now? Now the question is what happens in income tax exchange, that very clearly that is on accrual system. Every year income you have to account. So that part interest you have to take in your books. Even though the counter does not receive the money, you receive after 3 years, the interest, along with the principal. Now, that is the TDS is cut. Mind you, 10% of the TDS is cut by the bankers. Again, the income tax clause. If the TDS is deducted in the financial year 23-24, what we are in now, you have to claim that TDS within a period of 2 years only. That is 25-26. If your FD is going to be mature in 27, you cannot claim that TDS in 27. And when you are claiming your TDS in that respective year, your income has to be declared. Otherwise, they say that computer will get a nice notice from the department which is all computerized, which clearly say that signature of the officer is not required. But this is what is happening now. So I would suggest that the equal system of accounting would be a better option for us. The next suggestion, friend, what I have is audit. There is a provision in the code which says that an audit should be conducted if your income is above 5,000. I hope I am right on that. Above 5,000. Now audit when you do, I don't know, any chartered accountant rule. If your income is just 7,000 and you have to go for an audit, I don't know what will be the fees of the chartered accountant. I don't think any chartered accountant will do for an audit for. I don't know. So I would suggest that particular provision we could recommend to make it to raise it to 1 crore income. So that is what is the income tax limit today for a tax audit. What we call the tax audit, where the chartered accountant has to sign reports. So if you take that to come in line with the income tax, where the limit is today is 1 crore. I have one suggestion which I will not discuss. But just what crossed my mind, as a component of Mormon component, I myself sometimes have trouble to see my own accounts, to put it that way. I would suggest that our temples and churches, wherein the accounts are kept open for the company. In our case, the components. Maybe 3 days in a year after the accounts are finalized. For each year, the components could go and make one, like in the case of churches, I know they have one specific Sunday and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Because Sunday is compulsory. I mean, one holiday. That can be very optional. I'm this thing on that. I know that certainly. But it could be kept open for 3 days. For the members, for the components, to come and have a look at the account if they require to see. So what happens is that the components get an idea, a fair idea what has happened during that financial year. Now my attention, friends, thank you for giving me an opportunity, especially thank you committee, and for all of you also listening.
From the accounting point of view, when you sell the land, suppose in my area the land is costing 1 lakh rupees, and the land I sell equals for 40 paise, can you hear me? When you sell the land at 40 paise, do you get income tax notice for undervaluing selling your land?
No, he's not, Mr. Security.
My point.
Whether you want to
The
respond.
point is, when the market value is 1 lakh rupees per square meter, and we go and sell the land at 40 paise, income tax comes in the picture, or he just closes his eyes and say everything is fine.
It is a contention of there is an issue what we are having nowadays, where the market value is 1 lakh. I agree with you that you acquire it, somebody acquires it, the government acquires it. I had a specific case in one of the Comunidade which I have handled. But let me make it one thing very clear. I think this is a pretty opinion I am giving for all of you. When you have capital gains, that is called capital gains. Because your land cost is maybe, now in your case you are selling for 1 lakh. Let us assume your land cost is, no, that is acquiring. First let me touch upon your selling price. Now you are having a land. Now the cost of the land stays now. There is again a cut-off, which is given by the income tax act. Because we go from much before the income tax act came in 1961. So our land has got certain values, or there are no recorded values, whatever it is. But what happens? There is a cut-off. 1st April 2001 is the cut-off given by the income tax department. Is given by the income tax department. Where today you are selling your land, or your land is acquired by the government. The land is acquired by the government. What you have to do is, first of all, you have to go to a valuer and take the valuation of the land on 1st April 2001. Now the land cost is 10,000 as on 1st April 2001. So now the government gives you the inflation index first, which is the 3 times. So you are getting, now your land cost is there, then inflation index cost is come to 10,000. Thank you. Now you are selling.
My point